Hello, and welcome back to the Lanai. It's Who's the Bitch?
Yes, it's your favorite bitches, or maybe your least favorite bitches. It just depends on the bitch
Maybe you have
that you've got.
Maybe you've got a favorite bitch at home.
Oh, and that's okay too. We can share the top spot if you want. I am willing to share. Not everything though. Just willing to share the top bitch spot, and just want everybody to know that.
Yeah, I'm Kara Clank.
I'm Jackie Zabrowski.
And this is Who's the Bitch, where you tell us your bitchuation and we tell you who the bitch is.
Yeah, sometimes it's you. Sometimes we're looking right down the barrel right at you.
It's you, baby.
And it's you. And I tell you, I had quite a few bitchuations.
Tell me.
I couldn't wait to bring this bitchuation to you, Kara, because as it was happening, Travis Irvine from Last Podcast Network looked at me and said, "Who's the bitch? It's a bitchuation." And I said, "This is a bitchuation, Travis," because I was really flipping out. Here's the thing, Kara. It takes a lot, and it didn't used to. Back in the day, it used to not take a lot for me to pop off.
Yeah.
Right?
You were like a powder keg ready.
Just ready to go. And now that is not the case anymore. I'm fair. I'm a lot more patient, or at least a lot more able to control myself and what I say.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I let the bitch come out to play. And I may have been having an experience like this while I was at a fantasy ball recently. And this fantasy ball had been, if those of you follow Romantasy Deep Dives, you know that we were supposed to be at the Dreamers and Readers Festival. That went under less than 2 weeks before it was supposed to be.
Very Fire Fest.
It was the Fantasy Fire Fest that happened to a lot of people.
Except luckily it did get canceled 2 weeks before instead of having you guys all get there and find out that it's like
canceled. Correct.
You know?
And so in that time period, there was a group of people that got together to be like, we can still get a festival together. And they did, and they put it together, and they called it the Rewritten Festival, and we all still went to Dallas, and we all still went to put the community together so that we can build this together. And it's like in the world of fantasy.
Can you hear the people singing the songs of angry men,
and it's beautiful.
Singing the songs of horny women.
Yeah, and they are horny. But here's the thing, they were also thirsty, because while they had put together this whole ball, and this is not me bitching about the people that put together the ball, they did an amazing job. They were only able to get like one bar area for this space. And so, because there's so many people, it's last minute, we ended up waiting like 35 minutes for a drink. But we were talking to people. We're meeting fans.
Yeah.
We're still having a great time. Cut to, we get to the end of the line, and there's a dragon fashion show that's about to begin in another area. And we all want to get to the dragon fashion show.
We've got places to be.
The three women that were in front of us, I'm going to say it. The three bitches that were in front of us, I'm going to assume.
Let them hear it.
They were around our age group. So I'm going to say mid-30s, probably late 30s. And again, I'm assuming after all this time, they get up to the one bartender who looks beleaguered. And they say, "We don't know what we want to drink. And actually, we don't know what any of the liquors taste like. Could
my God,
make the drinks?
I cannot.
Could you put little straw?" And so what this bartender did, which I don't know how or why, she starts making little versions of all the drinks and then putting a straw in to straw up so that they can straw the drink into their mouth.
I got it. The bartender's the bitch here. The bartender's the bitch. You go, "Ma'am, girlies, I respect that your virgin journey into drinking is beginning here at a bar that you waited 35 minutes to go to.
While
a dragon fashion show is awaiting.
It's already begun.
So I'm just going to need you guys to step aside while you decide. And as soon as you figure out what you want, I'm here to make your drink, but I got to serve everybody that knows what they want." That to me is unacceptable to be mixing testers when you're that slammed.
When you're that and I have worked, and now I don't want to call the bartender the bitch out the gate because of course
I do.
She's beleaguered. She's there's a lot on her, and I do understand as someone that used to work customer service. But you're right, Kara. Move
Not
to the
in that
side.
situation.
If you want to be trying this stuff, you can. But
We were just talking about the pit. You can act a certain way in the ER one day, not on the day of the pit fest
not
shooting.
on the day. No,
not today.
No,
we
not
just had
today.
the pit fest shooting. This
Not
is
today.
a fucking word. You know,
not
come
when
on.
everything's going down.
Everything this is like crazy. This is like.
It's just not the time that they literally asked her what tequila tasted like, and she put the straw in for them to try the bottom shelf tequila.
You would not have been able to hold me back.
But that was a problem. So then my thing, and Natalie is a goddess. Natalie was like, Jackie, and I was just like, oh, I didn't realize that we were going to wait until we got to the end of the I'm loudly saying this to try the drinks, to try all of the liquors. This is outrageous. So I didn't say anything to them. I was just loudly complaining about it behind them. And eventually,
One of my favorite pastimes.
I know that we shouldn't do this. And I know that, that's why I'm coming to you guys also to confess. Because I should have been like, hey, can you guys move to the side? We're just going to grab our drinks. We should have. But we had just been waiting so long and we couldn't believe it was happening. And they ended up getting drinks. And then by the time we went to go get our drinks, you're right, the bartender was the bitch. She just then said, I'm out of ice. And then she went to walk away.
In the 45 minutes you were helping these dumb bitches.
Away, and then Natalie went, we don't need ice in any of the drinks. And she just went, and then just kept walking away. And just put hands up, kept walking away. And I thought Natalie was gonna burn the building to the ground. Like the look in her eyes. And Natalie had this gown on she looked like a goddess. And the way that I was like, I would have never said no to this woman. And the way that she just went, we don't need ice. And it did stop her eventually. It made me think of the you can leave. It was very you can leave coded. And I was scared of her. But then I will say another bartender came over and was like, I'll get your drinks.
Oh my God.
And it was, thank you for listening to my bitchuation.
Do you think that these girls that waited 35 minutes in line to try alcohol, which they've apparently never tried before. Do you think that was like a ploy to sort of get little free extra sips of drinks and like not have to?
Not the time for it.
Yeah.
It's just not the time for it. Bring your own then.
I wouldn't, I don't know. Like there are certain things I haven't tried. I wouldn't really wait in a 35-minute line and then get to the front and be like, which one do you think? I don't know.
Blue Curacao?
Oh my God.
Wow. Especially because they were just fun fantasy drinks too.
Yeah, they were just like silly little fruity drinks.
Just get a drink.
You're like, this one's
going to
taste like pineapple. This one's going to taste like coconut. Move on.
And you're not going to even know they have booze in it. So you don't need to try, oh my God. I thank you all for listening.
I think that there's a time and a place like a wine bar to get little tastes of things on a wine bar on a quiet Tuesday.
It wasn't there though.
Not a romantasy ball where everyone's waiting to get to a certain event that's beginning and there's a 45-minute
Dragon fashion show. What do you think? We're going to miss the dragon fashion show?
So how are the dragon fashions?
Oh my God, unbelievable. You have to follow this. It's this this collective called Whimsy Forge. And it's this group of women. They have these fitness classes and ways in which to be a warrior and how to they show different ways. And they also have a bunch of fashion designers that show how to build out these amazing dresses. And they just, oh my God, the fashions of just these corseted dragon dresses. These women looked unbelievable. It really was. Are you looking up Whimsy Forge?
Dragon rider training?
Yes, Whimsy Forge is out there doing the fantasy loads work, trying to help other human beings become real life Fae warriors.
Wow.
You know,
Love
as
this.
as
Book
much
club,
magic.
local meetups, interest groups. This is cute.
Oh yeah, Whimsy Forge is really, and they were really lovely, wonderful people that we got to meet. Because that was a thing at this Rewritten Festival. We got to meet so many people that were like, "We will not be told no," and it was such an amazing vibe. That's why, like, I didn't expect to get as angry as I got.
Yeah, that's really,
You know?
It's just like also not being. It's like, I don't know, have your freaking shoes off when the TSA line is like a billion miles long. Like, be ready.
There's so
Don't
many
be like,
people.
do I have to take my laptop out? Yes, you do.
Yes, there's so many people that live in their own worlds. And I know that we all have main character syndrome. I understand that. But there's times like that when you're like, you don't recognize that anybody else exists? Okay, get out of my way then.
But I love to loudly complain within earshot.
Oh, I loudly complaining?
The delicious passive aggression of loudly complaining within earshot is, it's so good. Okay. I had a dream about you that I texted you about.
You did.
I had this like extremely vivid dream on Saturday night. When I woke up on Sunday, I was like, is Jackie mad at me? I was riding a bike and I recently took my kids on a bike ride where I had Oscar in like a carrier thing, like a thing that it's like a little pod that is attached to the bike that follows behind you.
Yes.
Like I told you, I described it like a sidecar, but it is behind you. And that's kind of like what you were in, only it was really small and open. So like you could have fallen off at any moment. And I was dragging you on a bike and it was very bumpy and I kept having to make stops, like have it in any dream you're trying to get somewhere and you're like, wait, I have to do this.
I gotta get, I gotta get my laundry.
And like when you got out one of them, I was like, you and I really don't fight ever and don't get mad at each other very much.
No.
And so in the dream, your face was really like, I'm not happy. And I was like, oh, are you like mad at me? But like thinking that you were going to be like, no. And you're like, I mean, I'm not excited. I feel sick because of all the bumps and I'm taking you on this bike ride. I hate when people describe their dreams and they're not that good. I just thought it was funny that in the dream you were mad at me and I was like, oh no, I'm in trouble because she doesn't get mad at me.
No, I think it's also, and what I said to Kara was that I think it's beautiful because you knew even in your dream that I can't ride a bike.
I didn't even know that.
If we were on a bike ride, there's no way I'd be able to be on the bike ride with you. You'd have to be dragging me down the street.
In a sidecar.
And I am ready to be in your sidecar, Kara. I think that it would be funny if that's how I did get angry with you for the first time, was because you were dragging me on a bike in a too small sidecar. I think it's a lot of fun, and I also would love to do the photo shoot of it. I think that there's something.
We gotta find it.
We gotta do it.
Oh, I mean,
can I fit in Oscar's little side compartment?
We rented that, and they did tell me it was a 100-pound limit, and the only reason I know is because
well, then I'll fit fine.
I know. I was like, what are you, just a couple pounds over that? Like, come on. As a grown woman. But because I put my two kids in it and they basically weigh just 100 pounds together. Because later Rosie got lazy of riding her own bike and I put her in it too.
Okay, got it.
So, and I was like, am I gonna be, and I was really pulling 100 pounds on the bike. And
really feeling it. So
it's on wheels.
So you're saying I'm too fat to drag, Kara?
No, I'm saying we'd have to figure out an adult version of the sidecar for the bike because the kid one has, its limitations. Also, you would not fit in it height-wise. My kids are smaller than you.
Oh, that makes me feel kind of nice.
You're too tall for it.
There's nothing I'm too tall for.
You're too tall.
I'll take it, Kara.
Though I'd love to have you back there eating a Z-bar like one of my children while I drive you along the LA River.
That's why I would never be angry with you if you're dragging me on. I'd be like, faster.
Also,
mush,
no memory
Kara.
of like where we were going. But I just know that you like wanted to get somewhere, and I was like, I just have to make one more stop, and you were like,
oh my God.
It was probably like an anxiety dream because I had all of my who's the bitch like prep work to do for the next day.
Also, I did say in the text to Kara, I just pulled it up because I remembered thinking, you also know I'm pukey, and I would get pukey in an experience like this.
That's true.
That's
true.
All I saw in the dream was what you did know about me.
Do you go on roller coasters and stuff?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
But you don't get pukey on those? Because Jared's been getting real pukey on roller coasters and stuff lately.
But not in the car?
No.
See, I'm a I'm on a bus, I'm on a train, I'm in a car, I'm puking.
Okay,
I'm
like at
I'm
Universal,
nauseous.
the Harry Potter ride, all those rides
he
where you're
can't do
doing all
any
this.
of
Oh,
those?
it like turned him gray. He had to have,
no.
and I was just wondering if you got pukey on those because I was telling him maybe he should take a Dramamine or something next time.
Then he'll be so tired.
Well, like maybe not Dramamine, but one of those motion sickness ones.
Yes,
right?
something.
Will that help?
See, this is the
Let
problem.
me know if you
though.
listen to this podcast and you've taken something to overcome roller coasters.
I'm throwing it out there though. Don't tell me to take Zofran because I feel like everybody says you take Zofran. Like Zofran,
I took Zofran when I had morning sickness for pregnancy. It did absolutely nothing for me.
It is for many the goat of nausea medication for many people. The problem is specifically if you're getting motion sickness. The problem is it doesn't stop the motion sickness. It just stops the nausea. So if you're in something and you're actively getting it, so I took a Zofran while I was in a car that I was actively being nauseous in, and it did absolutely nothing. And I realized, because I'm still in the process of being emotionally nauseated, so you can't stop that.
It doesn't do anything for me. Tried it for like 2
Above
months
it,
of
beyond
being
it.
a first trimester sickness. Okay, wait. You really quickly before we start, we have one piece of unsolicited advice we were going to discuss, which was my old high school classmate, Katherine Heigl, who is back in the hot seat. And I know we're a little bit in the future. We're a little bit in, this is coming out on March 25th. So we're recording this a little bit in advance. But what did you want to say about her? Because I have some interest. I just have some thoughts.
I just know that you had connections with Katherine Heigl, and everything I saw was like, Katherine Heigl's at Mar-a-Lago. Did you see Katherine Heigl with her Republican look? And they were really turning against Katherine Heigl. And I just, as someone that was familiar with her, that's why I asked Kara, I was like, do you want to shit on Katherine Heigl?
Here's the thing.
She was there for like a dog foundation thing, and she was like, it's not political.
Yeah, but like, you could go to a million dog foundation things that aren't at Mar-a-Lago. You really could. Like with these charity things, like I don't think Mar-a-Lago is letting them have the space for free. Like they could be
and she did
that
say,
event
quote,
is making money for Mar-a-Lago in some way.
No, it's making money for the animals. And what Katherine Heigl says is animals don't vote. Honestly, I want to make fun of her for saying that more than anything.
But Chrissy Nome put her dog down with a gunshot, right?
Oh my God.
Like people were saying that in the comments of this thing. People were like, so you are at the, like, you're supporting, like, even though it's not political, whatever. It's fucking political to do anything at Mar-a-Lago. I'm sorry, it really is.
It is.
But
it is. Especially right now, it is.
What I think sucks for her is that, like, she got such a bad reputation for such a long time of being this, like, hard to work with bitch, or like she talked about knocked up. Everyone's like, that's kind of biting the hand that feeds you. Like Judd Apatow made you like the star that you are, kind of, with Knocked Up, and I always gave her the benefit of the doubt, even though, like, I didn't really know her in high school, but I was scared of her, just because she was older and she was, like, famous.
I mean, I am scared of the look that she chose for this.
Yes, the look was really tragic.
Honestly, that's the most tragic of all of it. The look was really bad. It really is
But I
rough.
was like, girl, I felt like she was just at the precipice of possibly having like a comeback where people were like, maybe we were too hard on her and she wasn't this huge bitch. Maybe that was the patriarchy and not letting a woman like speak out or ask for what she wants on a set or say at Grey's Anatomy, like, I don't want to be on this show anymore and that's my decision for me, and like whatever. I feel like, people are so bitchy people are mean to women, obviously, every day.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe she's like on the staging a comeback because like whatever.
And you're going to do it at Mar-a-Lago?
And then she does this thing. I go, you just set yourself back. Like, you do this thing.
Or maybe she set herself forward depending on how she's thinking.
If you're totally planning to go to the dark side, if you're totally planning to be a Charles Bayo,
it's just
or like an Antonio Sabato Jr. and just move to the right wing.
Right. And it is an annual fundraiser that like she's trying to be like, but we go every year. It's like
it's always at Mar-a-Lago?
I don't know if it is always at Mar-a-Lago. It's just that the Wine, Women, and Shoes is an annual fundraiser. Oh no, it does say held at Mar-a-Lago. But I don't know if it's forever at Mar-a-Lago. I'm still upset about it.
It's just,
And you know what? It's not a good look. No matter what, if you're trying to rehabilitate your look, don't put that dress on. I am going to include it in my memes this week. You know I am. Because really, the look is the most tragic part.
The look
Unless
is not
you think
good.
that losing Katherine Heigl in your stratosphere is the saddest part, then if that is for you, I'm sorry.
And then during the Oscars, one of her Poise commercials came on. And also, did you see in the last few months there were, or maybe it was even a year ago, there were these fucking ads on my Instagram with her about some kind of dog charity or some kind of dog food that helps your dog's like gut. And it was just showing a dog's butthole like in the Instagram. Dude, I'm looking it up. Give me a second. April, cut all this.
Okay.
Katherine Heigl, Instagram, dog, butthole. I'm telling you.
Also, everyone does need to know the Wine Women in Shoes is not always at Mar-a-Lago. It just was this year.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, so you could have gone. I can't find it, but there were a bunch of people talking about it going, did anybody else just see this Katherine Heigl dog food commercial where there's a butthole in my face? But now I can't find it. If you've seen it, let me know I'm not crazy. She's running AI Instagram ads for her dog food. Cool.
Ew, maybe that's why there's butts in it.
Yeah.
Show me that dog.
Yeah,
asshole.
that's probably why. That's probably why. And it's got dog butthole in it. Anyway, I found it on Reddit. Okay, let's get started. We've got good submissions today, as usual. Jackie, would you please read our first email?
Yes, I will.
You've got
Hi, ladies. Love you both. Okay, this is a little long, but there's a bunch of ground to cover. We're with you. I'm recently divorced. My ex and I were together for 10 years, 8 dating, 2 married. We eloped on Halloween. Now that holiday has a whole new meaning to scary. This past Halloween was the first anniversary since the divorce. Okay, this is all right, great ground setup. 2 of my longtime friends, Gina and Jasmine, who I've known for about 20 years, invited themselves to come visit so I wouldn't spend it alone. Gina planned a long weekend and Jasmine was going to stay a full week. The only problem besides inviting themselves, their visit landed right at the start of my busiest season at work. About a month before their trip, I started dating my boyfriend, Corey. I was really excited for them to meet him. He treats me better than anyone I've dated, brings me flowers, takes care of me, and has his life together. But my friends immediately judged him because of how he looks. He's a biker, always dressed in Harley-Davidson gear or Carhartt and heavily tattooed, including his face. Personally, I don't care. He has a good job, he's a great dad to his kids, and he treats me well. Apparently, that wasn't enough for them. Gina and Jasmine flew in on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. As soon as they landed, they wanted to drive 3 hours into the mountains for a little getaway. So there I was, trying to host friends while my phone was exploding with work emails and calls. Friday was Halloween. Before the trip, they said they wanted to do a bougie dinner and sent me 5 restaurant options. I told them I was down for any of them except one, the place my ex and I used to go to for special occasions. Guess which one they picked? Yep, that one. I didn't say anything. I was already annoyed that they were coming out uninvited, but picking my battles. During dinner, Corey texted asking if we wanted to meet him and his friends to bar hop. Gina and Jasmine said they were tired and wanted to go back to my apartment and go to bed. It was 8:30 p.m. on Halloween and my ex anniversary. I said I didn't really want the night to end that early, and they told me they didn't mind going back just the 2 of them and said I should meet up with Corey. The next day, the girls meet Corey, and the 4 of us hung out together. Gina spent most of the time making little digs at Corey. He kept brushing it off and staying polite. That night, we were going to my friend's costume birthday party. We arrived almost 2 hours late because Gina took forever to get ready. We had been there maybe 2 hours when she suddenly said she was tired and wanted to go home. It was not even 9 p.m. Corey doesn't drink, so we all got in his car to go home. On the way home, Gina kept making comments toward Corey from the back seat, then said, "Where the fuck are you taking us?" Corey pulled over, turned around and said, "Do you want to drive? I've lived here for 19 years. This is your second time here. I think I know this area a little better than you." At that point, Gina and Jasmine got out of the car and started yelling at him. Corey didn't escalate it. He just sat there. They refused to go back in the car and called an Uber instead. Corey and I waited to make sure they actually got picked up. Afterward, Corey apologized. He said he hit a breaking point after her digs all day, and he decided to stay at his own place that night, which was fair. When I got back to my apartment, all their stuff was gone. They had checked into a hotel. The next day, my mom started blowing up my phone. Gina and Jasmine looked up Corey's arrest record for when he was 19. He did serve time, but he's 35 now and hasn't been in trouble since getting out at 24. The crime wasn't violent, and it was one of the first things he told me about himself when we first met. Instead of Gina and Jasmine talking to me about their discovery, they sent it to my mom. We are 35 years old. What the fuck? Between the face tattoos and the record, my mom, my dad, and sister hate Corey and refuse to even consider getting to know him. They also told my mom that I barely spent time with them because I was working and because Corey was with us the whole trip, which wasn't true. He was around for less than 24 hours total. To top it off, Jasmine ended up cutting her trip short and flew home Sunday with Gina. When I brought them to restaurants I work with during our mountain getaway, staff later told me not to bring them back. And apparently at my friend's party, people were referring to them as the mean girls. I was mortified. So, is Corey the bitch for snapping? Or is it Gina and Jasmine for being little rats? Or my family for not even giving Corey a shot? Or me for bringing Corey into their lives? Thank you for reading. Oh my God, you were so right. There was so much ground to cover.
So much ground to cover. I mean, I have thoughts.
I have many thoughts.
So, okay, my first thought is that up top, the writer, she did not leave a name. Sarah. We're gonna call you Sarah. Okay, so Sarah. A little bit at the up top, you're the bitch just because you did not want these friends to visit and you were too busy, and that is like a level of stress, and you did not tell them that.
You should have said no.
You should have said, guys, I appreciate you wanting to fly in to help me. Like, can we push it? Like, let's do a big girls trip like in the spring after my busy season. I just don't think I'll be able to have fun while this is going on.
I do understand why you still had them come out, especially because it was the first anniversary without the ex. I understand where you're
Right.
like, I'm so busy. Maybe this will help. Maybe this will help. And I get feeling that way.
Yeah.
But Kara,
But
you
were
right.
annoyed.
Yes.
You were annoyed. Your baseline was annoyed that they invited themselves to your town or your city where you live. You were annoyed that they wanted to go to the mountains. You were annoyed that they picked the restaurant that you didn't want to go to. Like, your baseline was annoyed before Corey even entered the chat, right? So, like, you're annoyed. And maybe these girls are feeling it. I mean, I think they also sound like bitches.
It seems like they are also the kinds of friends, which I don't know. You said, I mean, I'm assuming all of y'all are 35. We're at an age where I don't have time for people that need to control my life. Like, I feel like there's something about old friends that sometimes when they're not a part of your life all the time, that they're looking at your life from afar and they're judging it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like oftentimes, especially when it's like a 2 against 1, like in a triangulation situation, I feel like Gina and Jasmine feel that they know what's right for you at this point. They know, like, you're going through a hard time and they know better than you.
And they know better than you.
They are treating you with disrespect because of it. And this is a place in a friendship where I would look at everything that just happened and I would go back because I want to know, where are you and Gina and Jasmine now? That was Halloween. Have you guys continued talking? Has there been any discussion? Now, I know that obviously the Corey stuff has not gotten any better, so I'm assuming maybe there's no outside friendship because of everything that's going on, and also with the way everything was left. What is the friendship now? And are you at a place that you would go to them and say, why, like, what is it about my life that you think I'm not doing properly? Like, what do you feel that is so that I'm not getting, that you're so scared of me not getting?
Yeah.
That I feel like I know that's not like the way to ask. I'm trying to think of the way to ask the question of putting it to them of what is it about your life that gives you the idea that how you live your life is better than how I live it, how I want to live my life at all, B, and if I want your advice and input, C. And I feel like if you were to continue to, because Gina and Jasmine have been friends for a long time, we've all had the friends where you have to kind of give the bop on the nose after 10 years of like, hey, we're both growing and changing in different ways, and that's okay, but we need a reconnect. And what you guys just had wasn't it.
Yeah.
You need a redo of this whole experience if that's what if you want to save these friendships. Because right now I feel like you've been pushed into a corner with Corey and everybody else is like coming out
and it's sort of like, I think it's sort of separate too, because like your family you have to deal with separately. Like your family's just being extremely judgmental, and like I don't know what you can do about that. You can either move on and have a life with Corey, or and try to convince your family, but your family is judging a man based on a nonviolent crime he committed when he was a teenager that he served his time for. The purpose of the justice system in this country and the system, the prison system, is supposed to be you serve your time and then you go on and you're able to live. You're rehabilitated.
Yes.
I don't think it works correctly all the time, or most of the time. But in Corey's case, this is a person who has come out and has not committed any other crimes and has gone on to lead a good life.
Resilience.
Also, it's like tattoos. Half the moms I see at drop off are covered in tattoos. Like, what are we like? Tattoos are no longer like a sign of like that's a bad boy. Like, I
do understand like a boomer parent looking at a face tattoo and being
but
like,
they need to grow up or they don't get access to you anymore. To be honest,
that's
like
it.
This is a guy that you said treats you better than anybody. You're the one coming off of a divorce. If listen, I could understand why your friends would go to your mom maybe if they were like, she's dating this guy. He does drugs. He's making her do drugs. She can't talk to us anymore. Like, that's when you go to mom.
Right.
And you're like, we're freaking out.
They were also the bitches for going to the mom.
He committed a crime 14 years ago and he hasn't. I've gone to people's moms when I'm like, I can't reach them. I'm worried. You know?
I'm
like,
worried.
If you're close like that.
But I feel like Gina and Jasmine
they didn't do that.
feel like they're in this place. I feel like they have decided that they are the ones championing Sarah. That it's like they have to make because like the point, like I'm going to throw this out there as someone that also has a sober husband that deals with me being not sober and also deals with a lot of our friends not being sober, that I do find, and I do wonder if Corey in the situation where he pulled over to the side to look back to do the because my husband doesn't drink and he oftentimes finds himself, and it's just who he is too, of being, and like it was back before when he was drinking, he was always the guy that if someone was having a rough time at a party or drunk too much, that he would be like the dad that would like make sure that they were okay.
Yeah.
And doing that I feel like I see this Corey situation as him being the sober person in the situation, dealing with drunk digs all fucking day from someone
you
just met, that he pulled over to the side of the road, which if he was screaming and driving, it's like, that's one thing. He pulled over to the side of the road to be like, to do the dad, hey, cut it out.
I think I know what I'm doing.
Driving.
Do you want me to turn this car around?
He did. All I see is I don't see what Corey did. But again, we weren't there. I don't see what he did as aggressive.
Baited him into snapping at them so that they could.
He snapped.
Yeah.
He snapped.
Moving to the hotel, making this whole weekend about
in the
your
middle of
feelings.
the night when it's your divorce.
And this is supposed to be your friend that you're there to support. Like, not one of you thought to be like, hey, sorry, last night got a little out of control. Like, I was drunk and I whatever, like, let's go to brunch and talk this out. They just fucking left town. They just flew out. Like, I don't get how these girlies are your friends. I know you've been friends for 20 years.
But sometimes that's how
all this behavior is so shitty.
Right. And sometimes though, I feel like you need a weekend like this to be like, oh, we've all grown apart and we're not growing forward together. We're growing separately.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it hurts so bad though, sometimes to have times like this when you're like, oh, we're not really good friends anymore. And maybe Gina and Jasmine are not your good
Yeah,
friends
I
anymore.
feel like they're being the bitches, but going forward too, like just if like friends are offering to do that, just have your boundaries, you know, like say like because I think that
if it's not a good
it
time for them
started
to come
out,
in,
the
it's
whole
not a good
thing
time.
started not that it's your fault how they behaved.
No.
They were obviously giving a bad impression to wait staff
Everybody.
and other guests at the party. Like these girls
Especially
are a problem.
a place where you work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my longtime best friend. Like, you're not gonna come into my life and then start fucking with and then you're gonna go to my mom on top of it and not.
No, these
I'm
girls
upset.
are the
I'm
number
upset.
one bitches.
Yes,
I'm just
I'm upset.
saying, Sarah, for next time, you know, something's happening during your busy season. Like, you don't always have to accept people's offers of help and, you know, support if they want to do it their way. You need to let them support you in like the way that you
need support.
Yeah. So, let us know like where things stand today. I hope you and Corey are still happy.
I know.
I just feel like you've got just like a lot of judgmental people. I can't believe your sister won't even give him a chance.
And especially like I feel like if they were doing, I feel like they all found something that they could jump on. So they're not doing the like, are you sure you're ready to move on? They're instead being like,
Yeah.
you're not obviously not ready to move on. Look at your choice. It's like, oh, this good
it's also
stable
just
person.
like really infantilizing, and I feel like misogynistic, even though it's coming from your mom and your sister as well, to just be like, you don't even understand what you're doing. Like, you're not making a choice. It's like you're actively saying that this man treats you better than any man has treated you.
Yes. And Gina and Jasmine,
So-
they are little rats.
Yeah, they are little rats. Not giving you any cheese, little rat.
And they're not like the mice in Cinderella that help her get dressed.
No, there's no Gus to be found.
Not a Gus in sight.
All right, let's get to the next. This is going to be a voicemail, so don't move. Okay, wait. So this is 2 voicemails, so it's a little bit longer. We are not normally accepting 2 voicemails. I just kind of wanted to hear this.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hey, Jackie and Kara. My name's Allie. I am in a bit of a bitchuation. So, for some context, I am a female that works in a male-dominated industry. I pretty much mostly only work with men.
Mm-hmm.
And I am also a trainer for my job. I'm going into a management role. And while about a year ago, just for some context, about a year ago, I was training this guy. We're going to call him JoJo. And he became my friend. He told me that he had a jealous wife, which as a trainer that is a female that trains pretty exclusively guys, I've dealt with that before.
I bet.
But I didn't realize, like, to the extent of the jealousy. And one day out of the blue, his wife, we're going to call her Karen because it fits, she called me. And all of a sudden, I started getting all of these text messages, harassing text messages. She was accusing me of having an affair with her husband. I've been happily married to my husband for quite a while and did not, in fact, have an affair with her husband. But that was the accusations that she was putting out there. We have been dealing with that for an entire year. That's its own separate story, but it does go into my current situation. So she wouldn't leave me alone. Police got involved. I got a stalking injunction against her. And then they tried to do a stalking injunction against me. I won. So she's not allowed to contact me. However, the husband, JoJo, still works at my job. With all of the drama going on, he started talking to the coworkers. It spread across my company. They all were saying things. Well, this other department that he works in talks about me being a cheater, a whore. The stuff that they say about me is really, really terrible. And I have just put up with it. for a year. My boss's solution, I'm going to call him Larry. His solution was to write a contract and have both of us sign it, saying that we couldn't talk about it, that him and his wife couldn't talk about it and I couldn't talk about it. My husband was not involved in it. But anyways, which, by the way, in our state, it's void anyways because it's some confidentiality about a sexual harassment thing. But that was their solution, was just don't talk about it at work. But the rumors are still being spread about me. And I have to go to work and work with these men all day. And they just say really horrible things about me. And it's really getting to me. And I'm trying to go up in the company. I am currently in management. I'm mentoring in a management position. And I just need to know if I am being enough of a bitch or if I should be a bigger bitch. Because I have two options. Like, the latest thing that's been happening, I will have to call back because I am just about to my 5 minutes.
Okay, here's the second part.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hey, it's me, Allie again. Okay, let me finish. So I need to know, in this situation, if I need to be more of a bitch or less of a bitch, which option to take. So the current incident that happened is that I have coworkers writing in bathroom stalls, writing fuck Allie and Allie sucks dicks, which, like, yeah, I mean, I suck one dick, but I don't suck any of their dicks. They're just stupid and immature. Anyways, I told my boss, Larry, about it, and I asked him to address it with the group that is sexual harassment. And he told me that he could do that, but he's afraid that then it would cause, like, they would see that it's getting to me and it would make them do it more and do more stuff to get to me more. And that he would rather just go behind the scenes and do it himself on the down low. At first, that felt comforting and okay, but something didn't sit right. And after talking to some people, they've pointed out, like, that's kind of a cowardly way of doing it. He just doesn't want to have to take any of the brunt of it. It's like a coward way of doing it. I don't even know. But now, like, my mom is really pushing me to go after them, to tell them, like, okay, this has been going on for a year. I have been getting sexually harassed at work, been put into a hostile work environment. Somebody needs to get fired or I'm going to sue. And she told me that's how I get my voice back, which I have felt like I didn't have a voice in my work this whole time. I don't know what to do because on the one hand, I want to do that. I mean, my company is not handling the situation in a way that makes me feel taken care of. But on the other hand, I'm on this track right now to move up into one of the positions to where I could potentially be the person that stops that for women in the future, where if I got into that position, if this ever happened to somebody else, to the next woman who's hired, then I can know how to appropriately deal with it. I can help the women in the company. I can help grow that.
Yeah.
And so on that hand, that's the less bitchy option for me, is if I just kind of keep quiet, let them make their mistakes and just handle it and take this on myself, or do I be the bitch and then potentially ruin my chance at getting a promotion and possibly losing my job and having to go through the court system again, but with my work and possibly being blacklisted from my company, which it wouldn't just be my company. My company works with a bunch of other companies. So it's basically my career. These men talk And I just feel really alone and really silenced, and I don't know what to do. So any advice would be amazing. And I already know that JoJo and Karen are the bitch here, and so are my coworkers. But I can't control those. So I just need to know how much of a bitch I need to be. Thank you, ladies. I love you so much. You're wonderful. I listen to you all the time, and I think you're great. Thank you.
Oh my God, Allie.
Burn
oh
it
my
to the
God.
ground.
Oh my God.
Burn it all to the ground.
This is why I wanted to play, even though I don't. I'm. This is not free range for people to leave more than one voicemail. I'm not. We cannot really play more than one voicemail. But I just thought this was like a good situation to examine here on Who's the Bitch. You need to talk to a lawyer as soon as possible.
File a complaint.
It doesn't matter what you're doing yet. Just speak to a lawyer and talk about your options, because we do not know how this kind of stuff works in terms of like, you know, whether you would necessarily even lose your job at the company. But you cannot sit around at this place for another year waiting for a promotion that they may never fucking give you.
No.
And I think it's so noble that you think that you could help protect the other women of the company or whatever. Letting them get away with what they're getting away with
is protecting
You're
no
not going
one.
to hear about that it's happening to the next woman.
Right.
It's not going to get to you. Everyone's always going to be under a Larry, some piece of shit coward that's not going to go to HR. Like, you have to have HR at this company.
Also, that contract, I don't know much about it depends on what state you're working in, but as someone that has looked into labor laws, as somebody that has worked as a manager of a company before, that contract that Larry had you both sign so that nobody talks about the sexual harassment at work, I'm pretty sure that's illegal, right? Isn't that like silencing of a sexual harassment situation while at work? Like, again, I don't know much, but I'm pretty sure that is the silencing of someone that is experiencing sexual harassment in their workplace. And that's so illegal. And here's the thing. You're talking about not wanting to hurt your overall career and having the word get out. But the word that would get out is that you are a person that does not stand for that shit to be said about them when it shouldn't be. It never should be when you're at work. And this, I'm so angry.
I'm pretty pissed for you. I mean, to me, like, the biggest bitch in this, if we're going to rank the bitches in this situation, it's like JoJo is the number one bitch to me, because
and Larry's up there.
You made a friendship with a female coworker and let your psychotic wife not only threaten her well-being of your friend, but then you decided to completely go on the other side of it and just be good old boys club and promote this affair that you know never happened and let people write on bathroom walls. Are we in high school?
How old are we?
You do not want to work at this company. I'm sure there are other companies where your skill set can be used. You do not want to work at this company or with whatever companies think that this is how it's working. And I think you should fucking sue and get as much money as you can.
Have everything.
But you need to talk to a lawyer first, because I don't know about whether that means you need to quit first, whether that means a lawyer will tell you what to do. A lawyer might tell you that you need to stay there and catalog what's going on with photos and text messages and everything, because
that's what
6 months.
A cursory glance is that you need to file a charge of discrimination. Again, we are not lawyers, but it does seem that you have to have like all of the so maybe this is today, the second you are hearing this, start documenting absolutely everything. Get pictures of what it says in the bathrooms, have them time-stamped, have everything available so that you can start this process. So maybe it's not right out the gate. You're immediately gonna go tomorrow and go be like, I'm suing you. I'm just no.
Stay on your little stay on your management
stay
track,
on the track
and try to get your promotion
stay on the track,
and whatever.
But then you are building, but talk to a lawyer, build a case against these fucks, because no one should be treated like this. And
they're only doing it because they think they can get away with it.
And because they are getting away with it.
Even if you get promoted, there's going to be someone above you that doesn't give a shit and is going to let this stuff keep going. So even though it's like I do like agree with your sentiment of like I'm gonna stay in this and like keep moving up. There are other tools at your disposal. Like there are the law should be on your side.
That will help more people, hopefully.
Yes. These guys are not going to stop until they know that it could mean losing their job or having to pay money, the company having to pay money. Like that's the only thing that's going to stop them. Because obviously behaving like childish ass clowns is fine. That's fine with them.
Because you're also talking to me and Kara, who have worked in comedy for our entire lives, so we understand working in a male-dominated field. You know, we completely do get it, and especially in the world of trainers, where it's just like it's so ridiculous. I can't believe they wrote "Allie sucks dick" in the men's bathroom of your work.
I mean, Larry should have been like, the person that did this has to come to me by end of day or I'm going to fucking start checking cameras. I mean, like, that is so disgusting. We are not in high school. And you need to get you've got to have friends at work who will give their own accounts and like testify to what they've heard and what they've been told. Like, right? You must have some people on your side. I know you said you feel very alone.
And I'm so you're not alone.
There's got to be I know it's mostly men, but there's got to be some decent ones that are going to that can
stick by you.
If that's honestly not the case, then you do not want to work there and you need to speak to a lawyer and get these fucking people sold.
Yes.
Like, get these people fucking paying you for your pain and suffering.
Yes.
That you've been going through this for a fucking year is unconscionable.
Ridiculous.
And it's going to keep going, I hate to tell you. I don't care. Like, maybe you do the most specific thing in the world. I don't even know. You got to get out of there. And I think you should make them pay before you leave. And that's my final advice. You were asking, do I turn the bitch up or down? I say all the way up. But don't tell anyone. Talk to this lawyer. Give them all your information. Ask them what they need from you. Like, I know getting a lawyer is expensive. I think it's worth it. It sounds like you really have a case. And
I think you definitely have a case.
And just to say, go find a lawyer that specifically does this. My friend's sister-in-law does this specifically, does sexual harassment in the workplace law, and try to get a female lawyer. Not for nothing.
I hope that it will be worth it. We can only hope that it's like we were just yelling about the penal system in the last, or it's like it's
penal system.
It is not good for much, but we have to use it every once in a while to try to stick it to these bastards that think that they can get away with everything.
No one's going to go to jail over this, but people should be fired and the company should pay you because
I want them to bleed
not only
gold.
Is there bad behavior on this level, there's mismanagement and negligence on this level.
The Larry
and it probably
contract
goes all the way up to the fucking top. Larry's a piece of shit. They're all pieces of shit. I don't care. Larry's trying to go around things, make you feel like, babe, if they know that you're getting to them, what the fuck?
No, it's because he knows he's wrong and that he's going to owe you lots and lots of money.
And you have the law on your side. You have been awarded a restraining order against this person's wife, like all that. Like
that even alone goes to show, and the one against you got thrown out.
Please update us and let us know what happens.
Larry should be shaken in his piece of shit boots.
Yeah, I think your friends that have told you to sue know what they're talking about. And I think that you got to get a full sit-down consultation with a lawyer to tell you.
And we're not sue happy babies here. I don't even think that we say, go get them very often on the show.
No, because that's expensive, but I think you're going to win this. So I think your lawyer fees will be covered. Okay. Let's get to our next email.
Sorry.
Hi, Kara and Jackie. I'm a longtime LPOTL listener, and I've been listening to Who's the Bitch since you started it. Thank you so much. I finally have a low-stakes bitchuation, and I need guidance. Okay, after these first two, I feel like we need to
Kara.
Get into something a little lower. Full disclosure, I do not have the imagination required to make up fake names and keep them straight. So everyone is keeping their real name. We're just going to raw dog this story.
Love this.
My best friend of 20 years, Becky, and her girlfriend, Chris, have a golden retriever named Duncan.
Love it.
He's almost 1, and he's a lot.
Okay.
Becky and Chris both work overnight shifts, and about 2 to 3 times a month, they ask me and my boyfriend, Josh, to go over and walk Duncan. We live about 15-20 minutes away on a winding upstate New York back roads, which honestly, it feels like an expedition every time. To be clear, helping my friend isn't the issue. Becky doesn't have family nearby, so I consider myself her family. I'm happy to help when she needs it. The problem is that Duncan is not very good. He barely listens. He jumps constantly. He has absolutely zero leash skills. In fact, he got kicked out of doggy daycare until he learns that what they described as, quote, valuable life skills.
How do you look at a golden retriever and be like, until you've learned valuable life skills, you're not coming back into this doggy daycare?
For context, Josh and I are dog parents too. Our dog isn't perfect by any means, but he's our responsibility and we don't ask other people to deal with him. Duncan, however, operates on another level. He has jumped on Josh, knocked his glasses off his face, and stepped on them. When it's time to crate him at night, he refuses to go in, which means I have to physically drag a 90-pound golden retriever puppy who suddenly remembers gravity exists and goes completely limp. So now I'm sweating, wrestling this giant dog into a crate, feeling bad about manhandling him, and questioning every decision that led me to this moment. So my question is, am I a bitch if I tell Becky we don't want to walk Duncan anymore until he learns some basic manners?
Valuable life skills.
Or are Becky and Chris the bitch for asking people to deal with a dog that hasn't really been trained yet? Or is Duncan the bitch for being so unbelievably cute yet so wildly disrespectful to the concept of rules? Thank you both for your wisdom, and I love you both in this podcast so much. And if Duncan somehow hears this email and learns to read, I want it on the record that he started this. P.S. I attached a picture of him so you can see the cute bad boy. And this is from Ashley, and she did attach a pic, and he's really cute.
Oh my God, he's a baby.
He's a baby, but he's over a year old. I'm not a dog person, so when do you start training them? He needs to go to an obedience class.
He should be trained already, but he got kicked out of doggy. But this is the thing. He got kicked out of doggy daycare. I would say he's over a year, so he's out of like the baby puppy area. I would probably, I don't think,
because I have plenty of friends who let their dogs do whatever, eat food off the table, do bad things.
I have many thoughts on friends that are dog parents because some are better than others. Mm-hmm. And you learn a lot about your friends when you watch them become dog parents.
I'm sure it's very similar to parents. There's plenty of people where it's like, you should be stopping your kid from doing that. Yes, they're doing something really rude and annoying.
But the thing is that if it's somebody else's kid, you can't really say anything. Right. Unless it's like a good friend or like a fan, it's like there's certain situations. But with a dog, you can say something. I think that you go, if this were me at this point, especially because I'm interacting with the dog, if I never had to take care of the dog and I was never a part of its organizational journey of life, I would never say anything. And I would zip the lip. But let's say, for example, my brother had a dog that didn't like men and was having a really big issue with it. And at some point I had to be like, you need to do something about the dog. Yeah. That, she really can't continue to be like this because somebody's going to get bitten and then it's going to be a big problem. Yeah. And then they did something about it. Sometimes you do need somebody on the outside to be like, hey, I know you're like, it's puppy love. But maybe it's time because he got kicked out of the doggy daycare. Maybe he should learn some, maybe he should get some. And a lot of people don't have the money. And I know that it is an expensive thing to get a dog trained.
And the people that own the dog are working overnight shifts. They're obviously busy people.
Right. But it will help in the long run because and you even put it to Becky and Chris this way of eventually, you guys are going to want to go on vacations and stuff, right? And going to want to go places. No one's going to want to watch the dog because no one can handle the dog. And especially the dog's just going to get bigger and it's just going to get stronger. So really, you got to nip it in the bud. Now. And I think it's going to your friend and saying these things of I don't want to say this to you, but I think that you should get Duncan a little bit more help. And I would still love to keep helping. I'm down to help, but I think I'd like to help less until you start working.
Yeah, because if you were just a dick friend, you just start saying, "Oh, sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't." Making up excuses.
They don't have a lot of family in the area.
But they're your good friend. So I think if it's your good friend, you go to them exactly like Jackie said, and just be like, "Hey, guys, I'm always into approaching things like a joke. We gotta get Duncan into an obedience school. Can I help you Google one?
Yes,
let's do it.
I'll help you drop him off if you need help. Get it. Yeah. It's we'll do it. We can do this together because again, it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a human child. Yeah. It takes a village to raise a dog child. Sometimes we need each other's help.
But the dog, kids eventually go to daycare, go to school where they learn a lot of social skills from other kids.
Exactly.
Duncan's been kicked out. So Duncan
He
needs
needs to be
some
around
kind
other
of
dogs.
he needs some other kind of course where a trainer is like telling or giving you guys tips. I don't know. Look up YouTubes. There's got to be ways to like train a golden retriever if you can't afford the actual dog
But it has
training.
to be consistent.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So it's like, even if it is something that like the writer Ashley like wants to do something about, it won't matter because you're not the main,
Right.
the main parent of the dog. So I do think that going to them, because like you said, there's many ways in which can help. And it just sounds like he's got a lot of energy. And it could be just something that he eventually...
But yeah, like not getting in the crate with the 90-pound limp. I mean, he's only going to get bigger. It's a lot.
It is.
Ashley, let us know what happens.
I love
this. Is so
though.
funny.
I love
and
this.
I want Duncan to know he started this. All right, let's go to our next voicemail. This was someone that left a voicemail first and then didn't like how they left it. So the second one. This is the second one.
Thank you for calling. Who's the bitch? Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, so I just called, and I didn't really feel good about how I explained the situation. I think I was just rambling because I am so nervous, but I wrote it all down this time, and I'm going to try to be a little bit more coherent about this. So
What a
here it
cutie.
goes. Hi, my name's Troy. Love you both so much. I've been listening since episode 1, and I've been telling my roommate about this situation, and she kind of just recommended, like, hey, you should tell that podcast you're always listening to about it. And I was like, it's all right.
I
do
love
that.
this.
So for context, I am 25, gay cis male, and I'm in grad school for epidemiology. It's great. Our cohort's pretty chill, and everyone like gets along with each other at least like relatively well most of the time. And last little context for this is that our dress code is also pretty chill. So you can come in jeans, hoodie, or t-shirt, and as long as it's appropriate, no one's going to really care or say anything. So here's where I don't know if I'm being the bitch or not. So like for the past couple of months, one of our classmates, I'll call them August, and they are mass presenting non-binary. So anyways, they've been coming to class wearing these like unitards the past couple of months, and they have like a really high cut near the upper thigh, and they like to get up and stretch a bunch during class, which is totally fine. I get we're in class for like 3 hours at a time. We do whatever you gotta do. But you can always see their dick print, and like straight up you can see their gooch whenever they stretch, and it feels like it's getting ridiculous with like how much they're pushing it. Like every time I feel like the cut keeps getting like higher and higher, and I'm like, what are we doing here? So on one hand, I'm like all for gender expression. Like last semester, they came in wearing like a really loud dress, and I'm like, that's awesome, go for it, yes, queen. But now I'm like, oh, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of seeing the bulge and just everything in my face, the way the tables are set up. So I just had to like mention it to two of my classmates who I feel like pretty close with. They're both women. And I was like, hey, so I'm not going to try to sound like a prude or a dick, but August's choice of clothing this semester has been something. And they were immediately like, oh, girl, we've already been talking about this since the first time we saw it. And they were just like agreeing with me, going off about like being tired of seeing it all the time. So I felt a little bit more validated. But now I'm like, okay, would I be the bitch if I was to email our advisor kind of explaining the situation, asking like if you could just send a reminder about dress code? That way no one's being called out, and I don't want to, and I really don't even know how I would even like go about asking this person face to face. I know I feel like a bitch even like suggesting that I can't do that. But it's just so awkward. Because like in any other context, I would not make a fuss about this at all. Like you can dress however you want, and that's fine. But it's like if we're in grad school, I feel, or in a workplace setting, I don't know. I feel like there should be a little bit of some kind of defined dress code. It's already so lenient as it is. Yeah, I don't know. So am I the bitch for sending an email? I haven't sent an email. I don't even want to. I just don't know how to go about this. But am I being the bitch for being uncomfortable by clothing, or are they being the bitch by unintentionally showing the outline of their genitals to classmates just because of like the clothing recently? Is there a better way of going about this? Let me know. Anyways, thank you ladies so much. I love y'all, and I hope nothing but the best for you. Thank you.
Oh, sending you so much love, Troy.
Love a cutie. It's so cute.
What a cutie. Oh my God. This is so, This is, oh God, as somebody that has anxiety, this is just the kind of thing that you see and I just feel like it exacerbates in your brain and you're just like, especially when you're talking to other people and other people are noticing it too and you're just like, oh God, and you're not, because Troy, you're not saying, none of what you're saying comes off as you being the bitch at all. I feel like if anything, you're just an empathetic person that sees that they're like, if I were in that situation, I probably would want like someone to bring it up or at least let them know that everybody knows.
I don't know.
See, I feel in grad school, I feel it would be different if this were in like an everyday, like I go to a stained glass class. Like if I was in stained glass class that I choose to, it's like that, it's different than being in the actual like school system.
Yeah.
I feel that it is different. And I do feel that Troy should go to an advisor to bring it up.
Interesting. Okay. I talked about this with my husband last night when I heard about it. And he was basically saying what you're saying. He was like, well, it's school.
Just because it's school, and the fact that you were uncomfortable and then a couple of other people were uncomfortable and it had nothing to do with the way it's like gender expression or anything else. It's just
well, yeah, just in case anybody didn't hear, because you couldn't necessarily, or he said they've been seeing these classmates dickprint,
correct.
which I had not heard I had not heard dickprint before.
Mm-hmm.
I am just feeling that.
So wait, Jared thought that, but what did you think?
I'm on the fence.
Okay.
Because here's what I'm saying. I just said to him, well, put it on like a female presenting person, female, wearing tight ass shirts every day and showing cleavage. Would you write the professor an email? And he was like, probably not. And I said, that's true. And then I was also thinking, he was saying our dress code's really lax. I've performed at colleges. I'm sure you have as well. Kids are wearing sweatpants. They're wearing pajamas half the time.
Right.
So the dress code is lax, right?
Correct.
It's not like we're all wearing, slacks and button-up shirts and stuff like that. The dress code's lax. So I guess we're just really talking about loose-fitting clothes versus tight-fitting clothes. And loose fitting, like, because it's not about casuality versus formality.
Right.
It's loose versus tight.
Correct.
So what is bothering this person is just seeing the outline of someone's genitals in the class, like when they're at class, when he gets up to stretch.
With the lot of the stretching and the high with the uppercut, like the uppercut thighs.
Yes.
It is. I feel that could be utilized by an advisor to be like, so like when we're stretching in class, just be mindful of the way in which you are.
I'm sure the professor is going to have to take this extremely carefully so that no one feels like they've been targeted for their clothing or their behavior or whatever.
That's why I would definitely say, Troy, do not go up and talk to this. I don't think that it is on Troy to talk to August about this. I do feel that this is something for Troy to, if you were to talk to someone about it, talk to the advisor, talk to someone that like could do more of a general over approach so that not one single person is singled out, because possibly your advisor might want to go to them, like if this is something that they've also noticed and like something, Troy, that you said that other people have noticed as well. So maybe your advisor has noticed it as well, and maybe this is a good reason to tighten up the dress code a little bit.
I'm just kind of the mind that why is it bothering you?
Right.
Let's get into ourselves why that's bothering you, because to me, I think if I saw a girl wearing tight shirts with her tits out like every day, I'd be like, wow, okay. And then I'd see it the next class and go, wow. And then I'd see it the next class. And then probably after a few classes, I'd be like, I don't really even notice it anymore, because I'm expecting it. It's going to keep happening. When he starts stretching, you could go get a glass of water. I mean, I feel like there's ways that you could just like sort of let this go. But
for sure, because like you said, it was just an outfit. It seemed like it was.
It's not like you're actually seeing genital,
right?
And so I'm just kind of trying to think
that
it
or
through.
like, but even the way but then I never want this to come off as like sexual harassment, where it's like we say here that we love to do it with a joke. That like if it were a friend of mine, I'd be like, "Yo, I didn't pay for the whole show."
Yeah, exactly.
Like
if it's a good friend of yours, but if it's not,
but this is a
you don't want
grad
it to
school
feel
student. Yeah,
like a sexual harassing thing.
yes.
And so I
Because
would
that
just,
definitely would come off. Like, don't, like, if you're not close with a person, don't do that. You know, especially in this kind of situation.
I don't think Troy's the bitch. And I don't think that August is really the bitch. I think August is wearing what they feel comfortable in.
Correct.
And I think that Troy needs to figure out why that this is specifically bothering him. He's a gay man as well. I don't know if it's like distracting you. It's like I would feel like I would have
I'd
something.
be looking.
But I
if
would
I'm
have,
seeing
yeah.
him, I'd be looking.
But I'd have something to say about a guy that's like, I can't concentrate on my work because Tara's always wearing her tight shirts. It's like, focus on your work. Turn your head. Like, it's not women's responsibilities to dress for you. It's not August's responsibility to, they're dressing for themselves.
Right.
So...
But there's a time and a place. Like,
Yeah,
there is
a time and a place. But that's what I was saying to Jared last night. I go, it's not a funeral. It's not a wedding.
You're right.
It's grad school class. And like, I'm sorry, the decorum on college campuses is gone. Like, people are wearing Lilo and Stitch sweatpants to everything.
Yes.
So it's like, are we going to a space where everyone needs to be wearing something specific? Or like and
Let
dress
us know
like
what
they're
you do though, Troy. Because you are right, Kara.
Like, I mean, is this like we should all be dressed like we're going to a deposition for like in a law office? Is that like what you do like at law school? I don't think so.
But we
like,
also didn't grow up in a time where like honestly, life I feel has such a more lax dress code.
Yes.
Than we used to,
yes, I used to dress up for the airplane.
Yes.
My mom used to make me dress up for the airplane. Like there were so many more. I mean, and we live in LA, like the most high class 5-star restaurants in LA. You'll see a guy wearing cargo shorts,
like, and flip flops.
There's not like formality
and he's
in a
probably
lot of
a
ways.
billionaire.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, formality's gone away. I'm wondering if like maybe you have a little chat with your professor, and I wonder if the professor's even noticed it and said there's nothing I can do about it.
That's why I'm saying I would say talk to them just to be like, because honestly, all of these questions about a lot of this really does fall to the person in charge of the class. Like, it's like you and a couple of other people, regardless of why, were made uncomfortable by what someone was wearing, regardless. And I do feel that is something that, like, if I were a teacher and I found out later on, I'd be like, why didn't nobody talk to me about this?
I just feel like everybody has such a different like thing about nudity, and like when John Hamm was photographed like playing tennis with like the full outline of his dick print, if you will. Everybody just passed it around and went, awesome, he's got a huge dong. Like, I don't know. Everyone just has different feelings about it. And I guess my feeling is like, I don't really tight clothes. It's like, it's tight clothes. I don't know. I don't really have the same. I would definitely, the first time I saw it, I'd be like, whoa. But I don't know if I would like
That's my problem. I do allow though, like if I did see that, and this is where I would get myself in trouble. If I saw that in class, I would be like, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Ding, 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 ding. I see a little different.
Like if it was the kind of thing where he was stretching in front of you and like doing it in a way that you felt like it was targeting you, harassing you, rubbing against you, of course, that's a totally different thing.
But it doesn't seem like that's what Troy is saying.
But if this person is just getting up and just doing a little stretchy stretch, and they happen to be wearing some spandex, I just don't, it's a slippery slope of getting into, oh, now you can't wear crop tops. I mean, I'm dropping my kids off at school. I pass a high school and the girls are in crop tops every day. Like that's full stomach
exposed.
It's
just funny. It just makes me think of the season of Taskmaster, because in Taskmaster, it's all these comedians that do these simple tasks. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
I've never watched it, but my friend just was on it.
Oh my God. It's I think my favorite show of all time. And one of it, like I think last season or the season before, they always wear the same outfit every time they're doing all their tasks. And this guy came in and he chose for his fit that he had these very short shorts on. And it was fine. It was was fine until it wasn't until like the third episode that his balls start falling out. Like it's like openly falling. Like and he's like, oh my, but he's like a British guy, so he's like so embarrassed by it. So they're doing all these jokes of like blurring it out because like he's doing
But he
these
did it on
tasks.
purpose, right?
He did it at first, but then eventually he's like, well, if my balls are gonna keep falling out, well, my balls are just gonna keep falling out.
I would say that's where the line gets crossed.
Yes.
If a ball comes out, if we're seeing a ball, that's a line crossed. If you say, I don't think I should have to, you should not be subject to seeing someone's actual genitals. But if they are fully covered by a layer of clothing that's just tight, I just don't know what can be done.
I don't know.
I think it gets to be a slippery slope of trying to police what people are wearing. But Troy, I love that you're bending the expanses of my mind and making me think about this.
Thank
I really
you.
enjoy it.
Honestly, this was a really great conversation because I thought it was hands down. You just talked to the advisor, but you really brought up really great points. And you're right.
That's why there's two of us.
Oh, we just take it down together.
We don't always agree. We don't always agree.
That's okay. Sometimes it's bitch v bitch.
I have one more email, but it's short. Do you think, let's get to it, right? We can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it quick.
We can do it quick.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You got Hi, I'm emailing without my wife knowing, but she's an avid fan and introduced me to a favorite Wednesday listen. So we'll assume she's in this without her being in it. Okay. We live in the Midwest. We aren't in a violent political environment in our daily life, but the reality is out there and we don't see a large amount of protests. I have the desire to stay under the radar, not bringing attention to our gay girl love. I don't want to be a target. I want to be invisible. Oh, I just want to hold you. I think protests and blocking streets is dangerous to not only the individuals, but the chaotic community that could really get aggressive while driving. We had our gay Indianapolis flag stolen with many in our neighborhood by a wacko delivery driver who was obvi caught on Ring cameras and arrested. All the flags were later found in a nearby apartment dumpster, LMAO. Anyway, she wants to be vocal, seen, heard, and active, and it's important to her. I want all those things, and I want us to be safe. She wants to put the flag back up, and I don't want to. That's the issue, the flag. Am I the bitch for not wanting to make our house a target, or am I the bitch for not wanting to provide a visual for our neighbors that don't feel safe? We love you. The bitch is the fat-ass Amazon driver pulling pride flags and in and out of all the frenzy. Thank you for all the work you've done to create a platform for bitches to feel heard and reminded we have so many things in common and should always be grateful for these conversations. I'm Morgan. Thank you so much, Morgan, for writing in. And I understand.
I know. This is so tough.
I completely understand where you are coming from. As someone, I don't even like putting bumper stickers on my car. I don't want anybody looking at me. And people think that's insane because they're like, you're Jackie Zabrowski. You must, me, everybody look at me. I'm really not like that at all.
Yeah.
And I completely understand not wanting to be, I feel like Morgan feels like they're setting themselves up to be a victim again.
Yeah.
And for putting, and I understand your partner for wanting to be loud and proud about who you are and your love.
Yeah.
And I understand both sides of it.
There's both sides. I mean, definitely the Amazon driver is the asshole. Is the bitch.
Definitely the bitch. But I would throw it out there maybe even to your partner of what if we don't put the flag back up, but instead we do something like you even said, it's like talking about like going places and doing, you were talking about like going out into the chaotic community of, is there a way in which you can give back to the community that is not putting the flag up on your lawn that you and your partner could do together that would make you feel like you're giving back to the community in other ways that's not just putting the flag out front?
Yeah, like
now, of course, I know that's adding
like
a lot
volunteering at an LGBT organization or something like that.
Like of just like, you know, it's even for instance, like I work for an organization called My Friend's Place. It's something that like helps rehome, LGBTQ plus LGBTQIA plus individuals that are kicked out of like teenagers that are kicked out of their homes and that are helped and like help get them back up on their feet and doing work with community centers like that. If there is an ability that like if the like where you can meet somewhere in the middle where you're like, I want to be loud and proud and supportive of our community. I'd also like our home and where we live to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, and it sucks that you even have to fucking have this
No, it
conversation.
sucks. I hate this. I hate
It's
no.
really
I want you to be like, just put the
bullshit
flag
that
up
you
and
have
fuck
to have
everybody.
this conversation because you're both completely valid in your points.
Yes.
It's just like it's just two different levels of comfortability.
Yes.
You're like I'm more.
And it's about
I would
safety.
say, yeah, like I'm more like your wife, where I'm like at protests and I'm trying to throw myself on the line here because of all this privilege that I have.
And that's my husband. My husband is the same out and do it and
I've put up a sign that's anti-ice and someone keeps
Oh my God, you're right.
vandalizing it, and they keep trying to scratch out words on my sign, and I keep fixing it and putting it back up, and then I'm leaving notes to the person who's vandalizing it, and I'm trying to troll them. And it's like if I was like in a marginalized group, I would be like, it'd be like you're taunting and you're asking for trouble because like, but I'm not. So I'm like, I'm gonna just say it because fuck them. Like I'm trying to stand up for other people. You absolutely have the right to feel scared, and like that putting a flag in front of your house makes you feel like a target. But your wife also has the ability to say that, yeah, people have been scared throughout time, and like nothing moves forward if we don't fight back, right? They're totally both two valid sides. So I think you guys have to talk about, and like Jackie had a good suggestion, like another way, like you can ask if there's other ways that, you know, you could like let your wife's activism happen in a way that still makes you feel safe.
Right. Because it does come down to, unfortunately, the word is safety. And when you feel that you are unsafe in your home and you feel anything that's going to add a target onto the home, the world is so crazy right now.
Yeah.
We need to be able to feel peace and comfort when we're in our home space.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that your partner does take that to, it's like your safety is a very big concern. And it isn't just about the flag. It is about, obviously you were already targeted once. And I understand your fear as someone that has a lot of fear.
Well, and it's especially right now. I mean, I hope that there is a day very soon where you feel perfectly fine putting your flag up.
When our country hopefully is in a much different place.
When everybody is hopefully not, you know, but I can't sit here and go, put the flag up. It's fine. You're going to be fine.
No, I don't trust anybody.
That's not true.
I don't trust.
Yeah. Someone in Lake Arrowhead had a gay pride flag outside of her store and was shot dead. And that's 2 hours outside of Los Angeles, a progressive city. Like, so I can't tell anybody that you have to do that. But I do think that there has to be a way that you and your wife can find like
come
a
together
medium.
on it.
To find like a happy like middle ground where she feels like she's not hiding her identity and you feel safe.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
But
all across, great organization of this episode, Kara.
Yeah,
we really went
we really
many
went on a roller
places,
coaster.
you know? We really did. I just feel like
from hardcore sexual harassment to golden retrievers,
dickprint. Yeah,
we really
dickprints. This was
I can't wait. If you're not following us on Instagram, which is Who's the Bitch LPN, if you're not following our Instagram to see what unhinged meme Jackie makes of this dickprint, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing on social media.
Who knows what I'm gonna do?
I don't know what you're doing. You gotta get over there. She sent out the memes for this, like the episode that comes out next, and I literally don't know what a single one of these means.
Yep.
Then a couple of them came to me, but really, it's like watching, Mozart. I just did see Amadeus. It's like watching a genius work.
Thank you.
I don't know how to compose, so I can't make any comments.
I'm the Mozart of memes.
But listen, thank you guys so much for joining us. You can submit your bitchuations at who'sthebitch.com. You can follow us. You can submit them via email, phone call, voicemail over on our Instagram, which is Who's the Bitch LPN. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.